Thank you for joining us today as we discuss charging your Jouley electric C2. I'm Katie Milner, the Infrastructure Manager for Sunny Merriman, and today we're going to discuss a new software rollout to the Borg 60 kilowatt DC fast chargers and its improved functionality. We're on site today at a multi-dispenser location, meaning that one of these power control cabinets shown behind me supplies two of these dispensers shown here, allowing for two buses to be connected at the same time. But remember, only one bus will charge at a time.
The two dispensers that share one power control cabinet are referred to as Dispenser A and Dispenser B.
For those of you with single configurations, much of what we discussed today applies to you as well. We'll note the differences as we go. With the new charger software release, one of the main differences that your drivers will notice are the new screens. In today's video, we will show you what to expect when charging Jouley. Let's get started with connecting our first bus.
When your first bus arrives for charging, remove the connector from Dispenser A or B by pressing the button and pulling the handle. Then insert the connector into the charging port on the bus. Push until you hear it click. Once the connector is engaged, the bus and the charger will begin the handshake process. At the bus's charging port, you will see the green indicator light flashing rapidly. At the dispenser, the screen will show a pre-charging status. Once the handshake process completes, the green indicator light will begin flashing slowly. This means that your bus has successfully started a charging session and is actively charging. At the dispenser, the screen will now show that the bus is charging. If your bus shows a red indicator light, that means your charging session has failed. You will need to disengage the connector and wait at least 1 minute before replugging to attempt a new charge session. Once your bus has started a charge session, it will continue to charge for the duration of the countdown on the screen or until your bus reaches 100% state of charge, whichever comes first. When the second bus arrives, it can connect to the open dispenser, which will display idle status on the screen. Once plugged in, the screen will show in queue, waiting for a charge slot. The second bus will wait in the queue until the first bus's charging session completes. The charger will then switch to the second bus's dispenser and a charge session will begin. The screen on the first bus's dispenser will show switching in progress at this time. If you're using a single dispenser charger, there won't be any switching. Your bus will simply continue charging until it reaches 100% state of charge. On a multi-dispenser system, after the switch is complete, the second bus's charging screen will now show that the charging has started. It will continue charging either until the countdown timer reaches 0 or the bus reaches 100% state of charge, whichever comes first. Meanwhile, the first bus's charger will enter a cooldown period. At this point, you can either leave the first bus plugged in or you can unplug it. If it stays plugged in, the system will automatically switch back to charge the first bus once the second bus's session ends. This back and forth switching will continue after each session until both buses are fully charged or until the system no longer detects another bus is connected. To recap how charging works on a multi-dispenser system, the visual here gives a full picture showing the order of charging, how the system switches between dispensers, and what to expect on the screen at each stage. For those of you with a single dispenser system, remember your bus will not switch and will simply continue charging until it reaches max state of charge. This visual is available in the Charger Reference Guide, which can be downloaded from the link in the video description. Now that you've seen how the charging process works, let's go over a few best practices and basic troubleshooting measures to keep everything running smoothly. These tips will help you avoid and solve common issues and make sure your bus is fully charged and ready to pick up students on time. Tip number 1. The 12-volt battery disconnect switch must be in the on position to charge. After plugging in your bus, if it does not begin a charging session, one of the first things to check is the 12-volt battery disconnect switch. This switch is located in the battery box and should be in the on position. Tip number 2. Restoring low voltage power to enable charging. Sometimes the voltage on the 12-volt batteries can drop too low, causing the bus not to charge. This usually happens when the bus has been sitting for a long time or if electronics were left on. When this happens, you may notice that you can't enter the bus if it has a Vandelock system or that the lights on the instrument cluster don't turn on. In these cases, you'll need to use the Gigavac switch located in the battery box to restore power. If your bus does not have a Gigavac switch, contact your service team to jumpstart the 12-volt batteries. Tip number 3. Wait at least 1 minute before attempting a new charge session. If the red indicator light comes on after plugging in your bus, it means the charging session has failed. Unplug the charger, wait at least 1 minute, then plug it back in to try again. It's important to allow the bus time to reset after a failed charging session. If you do not allow enough time for a reset, the charging session is likely to fail again, so please be patient. Tip number 4. Restarting a charge session after a key on and off. If during an active charge session, the bus is keyed on for any reason, the bus will continue to charge. However, once the key is turned to the off position, the charge session will end. If the bus is turned off, to continue charging, unplug and replug your bus to start a new session. Tip number 5. Use the stop button located on the dispenser screen to stop a charge.
In the event you need to stop charging mid-session, for example, it's time for your afternoon route, please use the red Stop Charge button on the screen of the dispenser. You will notice this red EPO stop button on the side of your dispenser. That button is only to be used in the case of a true emergency.
And lastly, tip number 6. Make sure the charger cables are stored properly to prevent damage.
It's important to protect your charging cable. When you're done charging, please be sure to store your cable appropriately so that they are not damaged or ran over.
We hope this video helps you better understand how your Borg Warner Rhombus chargers work with the latest software update. For a quick reference anytime, you can download the charger reference guide using the link in the video description. Thank you for watching, and as always, if you have any questions or need support, don't hesitate to contact your local Sunny Merriman team. We're here to help keep your buses powered up and ready to roll. Are we live?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Thank you for joining us today as we discuss charging your Jouley electric school bus. And I left out Thomas. With this new charger software release, the screens that the drivers have been accustomed to seeing. I heard something open in there. It started over. In the event you need to stop a charging session mid-session, stop charging mid-session. Thank you for joining us today as we discuss charging your Thomas Electric Jouley C2.